Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video serves as an update to the Fastest Sportscars 2017 video where I show the best fully upgraded sports cars in terms of lap time. For all the information you need about this series, check that original sports cars video, but otherwise let's see where the new Ruston falls into that list. And it's not that great. It actually is just ahead of the other hijack vehicle, which is the Chameleon, knocks that down to 31st place. That puts the Ruston, the hijack Ruston, into 30th place in the sports class, which obviously isn't all that great. With a 1 minute 8 lap time, it's a good 6 seconds per lap slower than the best, obviously with the allergy, and we'll see the comparison for that at the end. But yeah, the Ruston isn't all that quick. And unfortunately, it continues the trend that we're seeing with vehicles recently in DLCs, and it has downforce, and the downforce value that it has is 1.15, which is the lowest in the game. If you thought the 1.25 of the GP1 was low, this is even lower than that, 1.15 for its downforce value. Because it does get downforce, that obviously does mean that it doesn't get the traction bonus from a normal spoiler that other cars do in Los Santos Customs, so it doesn't matter what spoiler you have, or you can remove the spoiler and it will make no difference to the cornering performance of the vehicle. And it continues that trend of putting downforce on a vehicle, but not enough downforce to make it better than having a spoiler. And if the Ruston was to have just a regular spoiler and have a standard increase of traction like all the other cars in the game do, or most others do, it would get a much better lap time. It would probably be in the 105 area if it had a regular spoiler instead of this downforce. Obviously in 29th place it's the Buffalo S, so the Ruston sits in between the Chameleon and the Buffalo S in 30th place in the now largest class in the game, which is the sports class, with 45 different vehicles. Obviously if you want to see all of those, you can check out the original sports cars testing video. But yeah, you know, the Ruston and the Allergy, as you saw at the very start of this comparison, they're actually evenly matched as we go through the first couple of checkpoints, and then as soon as we get to any moments where you need to have some cornering ability, the Ruston just really does fall down in terms of the ability that it has to get around corners even at a reasonable speed, and that's why it's so far down in the sports cars class. It's a shame really, because it's not too bad of a vehicle. Apart from the fact that it doesn't really like the bumps, it's not very good over bumps and curbs and things like that. Apart from that, it feels quite a decent vehicle to drive, and it's not that bad in terms of acceleration and things like that. Obviously we'll do the top speed testing later on today, but yeah, it's just the fact that it gets this downforce value, and I can't understand why Rockstar are adding downforce values to cars that really shouldn't have them. You know, the cunning stunts vehicles, the proper race cars, you can understand it, especially something like the Italy GTB Custom. Even though they didn't put enough downforce on that, you can kind of understand that being a racing vehicle, you can understand it having downforce. But when it comes to the Ruston, when it comes to the GP1, those cars in real life aren't going to have any downforce because they don't have the big splitters or the big wings or things like that cars in real life would. So to me, it makes no sense that these cars have downforce anyway, but if you're going to put downforce on a car, instead of giving it the traction bonus from a spoiler, at least give it enough downforce to make it competitive, and not just a measly 1.15 or 1.25 that we've seen from the two cars in this DLC. So yeah, that is pretty much it from this slight update with the Ruston here. Remember to obviously read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed or found it helpful, and subscribe for more. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.